Y'all ready? We back here dancing behind the scenes. Okay, look, a lot has happened since we even announced this exclusive situation, this little chit chat with our fellow YouTuber. Okay, but we are here to bring y'all what we can bring y'all to know what's going on. So make sure to like this video. Okay, hit that good old like button. Get you a good old drink. Okay, or some whatever you do, get it together. Okay, and we'll be in 1 second. Y'all ready, ladies?
Yes.
Well, we here.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Okay. Y'all here for the special impromptu ladies first. Ladies first.
Ooh, first.
It's not Thursday. It's Monday.
Not.
It's Monday. So how y'all doing today?
I'm all right.
Doing good.
Yeah, you know, I'm good.
My AC working, so I'm good.
You know, we don't be hot. We hot in these streets now. We don't want to be hot. You know, like sweating. So
I'm freezing.
I got my air on too because I don't like being hot.
And I got this heater on my feet.
So, you know, things have been happening in these streets or whatever. And Schoolboy reached out. Okay. And Schoolboy wanted to have a conversation based on things that she has went through. Okay. However, as we found out today, after we posted what we were doing today, you know, someone was served with a cease and desist. So as we wanted this to be a full out say whatever live, we can't do that. But what we will give you is what she can say. Okay, so we're gonna say this. Most of y'all know exactly what happened in these streets. So we don't need to say much about what we're talking about. Okay, put that in your own mind to what you think we talking about. Okay, and, you know, let's just do that. Okay, and we want to allow Schoolboy to speak her truth and what she experienced in her life. Okay, this isn't about nobody else except Schoolboy, who has her own YouTube channel. It went through something. So that's what we're here for today. Okay, we would have loved to give y'all more, you know, stuff, but we're going to keep it cute. Okay, so.
More murder, but we're not going to choose violence.
We're not. Y'all want to add anything, Niecy and Jamie?
You said what?
Y'all want to add anything? Will you bring on Schoolboy?
No, I think you covered it. I mean, are the people ready?
Yeah.
Are y'all ready?
That's about it.
You ready, Schoolboy?
Get it.
Hey.
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 How you doing?
Good. I'm with a bunch of lovely, beautiful ladies tonight on the Ladies First panel.
Thank you.
Okay, so usually with our panel, we like to have a little bit of fun with some ratchet stuff or whatever. So we thought last minute, let's also do our favorite thing, which is what game time. We like that. We dance every time. Okay. So we wanted to be sure to, you know, not have this be one thing or the other. So Schoolboy, just for you, we pick some stuff. You know, who you want to marry, who we want to fuck, who we want to kill. Okay. And
as long as they fine, we good.
Well, it's stuff. It's stuff. Okay. And then after this, we'll get into the mess of it all. So, because again, just now I did this. Okay, I was getting it together. So, of these three people, which one do you want to marry, fuck, or kill? Okay, we have Jada Pinkett Smith, we have Tyra Banks, and then we have Young and Mad.
Because studs love studs too sometimes. Let's get into it.
Well, it damn sure ain't young and baby. So she dying. Jada, she like them entanglements, so I guess we have to have an open marriage. So I might just hit that because that's that old cougar coochie. So that might be good. And Tyra, I might go ahead and marry her because she aged gracefully, but I've seen her without makeup in the airport, so that's sketchy. But I'll go ahead and marry her. It's better than Portia. It's better than Portia right now. She on my bird list.
Now, see, I would marry Young and May. That's because Portia's involved in everything. I would marry Young and May because y'all know I like a little bit of dildo with my lesbian. Okay, that's what I need.
Okay. Poke.
I need someone with a strap on. I would bang Tyra because I think her booty is really thick. And I would want a thick booty girl to bang. And I would have to kill Jada. Just kill Jada. Who would y'all pick?
Wow.
This one's fairly easy for me. I'm gonna marry Young and May. I'm gonna smash Jada, and then Tyra would just have to go for me. I feel like she would get on my nerves after a while.
Me and Niecy are usually on the same
I have
page
to
with
agree
these
with
things.
Niecy. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yes, I was
You can
thinking
just
the
end that
same.
right
Like
there.
Tyra for sure will get annoying,
And
Jada will let you roam in peace. So it's like
That's
She
true.
probably give you
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
good. She probably give you real good scissors action. You can't tell me no different. When I see Jada, I'm like, hunch, bitch, hunch all day. Scissors by itself without no toys involved. Like that's what I see when I see Jada. So yeah.
And can y'all imagine arguing with Tyra the way she used to yell on time?
Oh, I couldn't do that. I wouldn't do that at all. I believed in you. I am shaking right now.
Her titties
Okay,
still
let's
moving
move
at the same
on.
time. Like, how are you hollering at me and your titties are jiggling at the same time? What's happening?
Our second group of Marry Fuck Kill. We got two groups of Marry Fuck Kill today. We have Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and Remy Ma.
Yikes.
Who would you marry? Who would you fuck? And who would you kill?
Oh, this is so easy.
Yo.
Oh, Jesus. Now, I like Remy and Pap's Black Love, so I would probably marry Remy.
okay.
Nikki, I'm hitting that. I'm for sure hitting that. And Cardi, I'm gonna kill you because you too damn annoying with that bird action, all that. I can't do all that. I'm good on that.
Kill Cardi. I love Cardi.
I totally disagree with this one. I'm definitely fucking Cardi B here. I don't even understand what we're talking about.
I don't know if I want the
what's wrong with you
STDs,
people
but I'm
here.
good.
I'm hunching it.
STD?
What?
It's just that,
How do you know that?
I don't know if I want the VD. I just don't know
How
if I
would you
really
know
want
that?
that.
How would you know that?
I'm just saying.
How would you know that? How would you know
I don't
that?
know, but it just
Hold on,
it
what
just
happened?
I don't know.
No, no, because people love to do that. But at the end of the day, unless somebody gave it to you, there's no way you would actually know that. Because how would you know somebody's medical records? They don't get that out. So, like I said, I'm hunching on Cardi. You can kill Nikki because I don't want none of them ass cheeks busting on me. And even both of their ass cheeks are fake, I always worry about Nikki's a little bit more. And I would marry Remy because I think she's really pretty. And I think she probably is really fun. And I would laugh all the time at her voice. So I would want to marry Remy. And that's that.
I would also marry Remy. Because again, I feel like somewhere her bag is a dildo. I mean, she's a wife. She's a wife. I would bang Cardi because Cardi seems fun. I would kill Nikki because I don't know who Nikki is yet. She's still a cartoon character to me, so she gotta die.
It's been about 10 years. I don't know who she is.
Yeah, so she gotta die. So those be my picks.
Okay.
Jamie did the lean back. What she does say?
and that's
Wait,
now, see,
I
I believe. How does what happened?
I wanted to see your face. I was like,
I got how to put a face up.
You did the lean back, so I was like, what is she cosplay?
Thank you. You said, put it back up.
y'all saw Marcella in the comments.
Okay.
Hey, Marcella.
Oh no, let me scroll. I know it'd be a difference. Oh, hey Marcella, thank you, girl. Gang, 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 gang.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, Jamie, who you gonna marry? Who you gonna put your kid?
Yes. I would probably marry Cardi because something about Offset tells me that he really can, do his thing.
Coke.
So I would probably marry Cardi. And then when it comes to Remy, I probably would smash Remy, and then I would have to send Nikki on her way. Yeah.
I can see that. But I mean, I have to agree with Schoolboy on her selection, not on the the alleged read. Okay? Not on that. Okay.
I cannot.
I said marry Remy, smash Nikki, and kill Cardi because I feel like something about Nikki's personality we could get along for a longer amount of time. Like we might not hurt each other staying somewhere for 24 hours together. With Cardi, I feel like I would be like, all right, it's time for me to go home.
That's how I feel. I probably would be with Nikki.
But Nikki's like a Vembot.
She's a what?
She's a Vembot. From Austin Power, she's a Vembot.
I was like, I don't know. I know she's not.
Love her music, but she's a Vembot. You know, she's a Vembot. But did everybody go already?
Yes.
We all pick? So our last one is the one gotta go, okay? And we was like, let's have some fun with it. One had to go, or if one has to stay. Let's do one gotta stay. So one of these people has to stay. Which one, Schoolboy, do you think you want to stay? Okay, the singer Monica Lewinsky, or Monica from Girlfriends. Which one do you want to stay? Which Monica do you want to stay?
Oh, of course, and of course, if it's Gunica, because she like a little thug, and I still hit that. She older than me, but I still, she can stay. She can stay.
That was easy. Okay, so we have the winning Monica's Monica. Is it Brown? Is it Shannon? I don't know what that name is, but that's the winner of the one Monica who could stay out of our, one can go and one can stay. Anyway, okay, now let's get into the whole nitty-gritty of this whole thing. Fun still. Now in the comments, please, everyone be respectful. Okay, this is a respectful place around here. We don't play them games around here. If you are super chatting, thank you. But sometimes we can't see it if we look at a different screen. We love you all. So the first question we have, why did you want to do this interview?
I wanted to do the interview simply because there's a narrative out there that I plotted to do this, in which I didn't. I was not the puppeteer or the master behind everything, and I want to clear my name because, hey, it looks like I fell on the sword for somebody else.
Bondy.
Okay, so that being said, let's start at the beginning. Who are you?
As in reference to YouTube, or
as far as Tiara, like who is Tiara, and then who is Schoolboy? Is there a difference?
Of course, Tiara's not really much about drama. I'm just a goofy person. There's not too much that parallels difference between the both of them. And at some point, I feel as though the former situation made it seem like they were one and the same. With a lot of people that had met me during that former situation, they felt more of, oh, well, you just Schoolboy all the time. Nah, Schoolboy takes a break. I'm just a laid back person. I don't like all that drama. I meditate. I don't have a whole lot of people that I kick it around. My circle is very small. The people that I do know, I've known for years, way before all of the whole former situation and me even being online. So when people started to attack my character and who I was as a person, I was not okay with that, because that is not me. And that is not how I carry myself in my regular life. So it became hard for friends and family to watch certain narratives that placed out there about me that, oh, that must be how she moves in regular life. Nah. If and the only way that I move in regular life, if you cross me one time, I cut you off. And I don't sit back and explain to you what you've done, because you know what you have done. But it's when I take that love or that attention, or I'm not friends with a person anymore, that's when people get offended. That's when people want to go out and tear you down. That's when people want to put out certain narratives about you. But really, in reality, a lot of people really just don't really honestly know me. But I've always been transparent with my followers from the jump.
Okay.
Okay. When you were in your former situation, did you ever get the opportunity to see everyone's faces?
No.
That's funny. That was a quick answer.
I mean, which I want me to say. I mean, no, I didn't.
Right. And that's the things like, and again, there's certain things that we are not going to say. However, y'all can read, which I want to. So, if she is a yes or no, I don't want the comment thinking she's lying. Like, we have to be, structured at times to make sure nobody gets into any situations. So, Nisi, go ahead.
Okay. So, earlier you mentioned something about you being the one to do it, right? So my question to you is, do you ever feel like you were loyal to a fault when you were working with, when you were working over there?
Yeah, a blind loyalty. Because they make you feel like, oh, we're family. I care about you. And they take a certain narrative or whatever they have against you, or whatever pain that you have, or whatever you're struggling with your life, or wherever they meet you in your life, and they weaponize it with manipulation. They use it as a tactic to gain closer to you, but all the while in your former situation, they plot with everybody and how they meet with them, and how they met them, and how they continue to keep everybody on a puppeteer on the marionette string. And I think that's what the public doesn't see. You don't see all of the behind the scenes, and what A is told over here, B is told over here, C is told over here, D is told over there. And once you start to put the puzzle pieces together, you'd be like, damn, everybody got played. So it wasn't just me. I just happened to be the one that took the fall. And I can say that I was the jackass of the week on that.
So what about that past situation made you want to join it when you did not know anyone from that situation?
I had, with that former person, we exchanged DMs before, and they seemed like a nice person. I really didn't know much, but I just happened to be following their blog on Twitter, and that's how I kind of got into the realm of just DMing, being nice, exchanges, making funny captions on their, I don't want to say, their situation. And that's how, it sparked from there. And I was kind of like, okay, well, you should do this. You should do this. You should do this. I wasn't even thinking about anything on a YouTube platform. Never thought about doing any of this. Wasn't even a thought. And I have constantly told people as followers, I'm not looking for fame. I'm not looking for fortune. I don't even care about the money in regards to all of this. I just like doing it because it's fun. But eventually it came to a point where it was no longer fun anymore.
Okay, so with that being said, it wasn't fun anymore. I saw the interview not the interview. I saw the video you did in response to Plez's video. And then I also saw when y'all were all together talking with Plez. And your energy was definitely different from that video I saw to the one where you were actually speaking with Plez. So my question is, at what moment did you realize, damn, I fucked up?
After I did it, and then also someone that is really close to me right now held my black ass to some accountability and said, you messed up. I told you not to jump and not to do that. Why did you do that until you heard that person's side of the pleasant side of the story? Why didn't you did that? I jumped off of emotions because the battery was placed in my back to go ahead and jump. When the other former panelists, in which I found out, Marcella said it's okay for me to say her name tonight. Marcella told me that she was called first. She was told to be the one to do it first. When she said she didn't want to do it, I was called as the default. So being called as the default, I was used and said, hey, well, she finna say this. No, you go on at the same time she go on. You tell all this. You do this. You do that. So I had no situation knowing what Ples was saying on her live at all. I had no idea.
You were just being told to get out there and specifically say something?
Specifically say the things that were told to me by that said person.
So I feel like you kind of answered my question, because my question to you is going to be, when you were in that former situation, were there any side conversations outside of the main group? Were you being influenced? Was there something that caused you guys to have some type of division that amped up the division that ended up between you guys?
Of course. I mean, we didn't know that the division was happening, but it was, side conversations. And a lot of people feel, and I also want to clear this narrative up. People feel from the jump, because me and that person or them had a tight bond from the beginning. And because certain things were said on the platform as a parental figure, that we had such a close relationship from the jump. I never knew my feelings were being manipulated from the beginning. It wasn't until I was on vacation a week ago and I really sat back and thought how everything went down that, damn, you were sitting up here getting used the whole entire time. You were sitting here getting manipulated the whole entire time. I'm being told that other people in the situation are jealous of you. The other, this one is feeling this way. This one is feeling that way. But my peers didn't come to me and say anything, because my peers, from allegedly what I'm hearing, is that they were afraid to come to me because I was so close to that person. So I didn't think that I would take it seriously, or I would even listen to or hear them out. But nobody even tried, because nobody even said anything. But I felt certain ways about different people on the panel or the former situation because of what was being told to me.
I didn't realize I was muted. I'm sitting here doing the geometry in my mind, trying to keep up. But this is deep. So I know you feel like you were loyal to a fault, right? And you mentioned like a battery being put in your back. So as far as you, I know you took accountability in your video. What can you say about not watching your co-panelist video before making your own? What was the reason for that?
Because I was foolish and I was in the moment and I was amped up off of emotions, because I'm trying to protect someone who in the end didn't protect me and didn't give a damn about nobody, actually cares about nobody in the former situation. It is only about them. And strictly about them. And at the same time, I felt bad, because not only that, you have people that have been invested in this situation and watching every night, and now these people are hurt too and are looking for the answers that need to be, the questions that need to be answered, but they're not getting the correct answers. They're getting pieces to the puzzle, but they're getting certain narratives, because then you had people in the YouTube streets making their own narratives off of emotions as well, but nobody had the full facts of the behind the scenes issues, or really weren't any issues. They were being orchestrated.
You said so, issues what about orchestrated? What do you mean?
Yeah, they were being orchestrated by that person. Like, oh well, so and so don't like so and so's jealous over here, or this person, oh, why they always thinking they taking over, or they're commenting too long, or I don't, it was all of these small little nuggets being placed.
That been going on for a long time?
Yeah.
So even before Ples quit, she had been like saying little shit.
Exactly.
I have a question all the way down to the basics. How long had you been on your former family? How long were you on there?
I was on there since January when it started.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
So you didn't watch Ples' video at first. Since then, have you watched Players and Bishop's videos that they made? And if you have, how do you feel about how they spoke about you in those videos on their own channels?
I don't blame them. I deserve to get dragged. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I didn't deserve to get dragged. I deserve to get dragged all up and down these YouTube streets. Because at the end of the day, I shouldn't have done what I did. I inserted myself in something else. But sitting here on blind loyalty, because I'm thinking that you're really going to have my back, and what you telling me, air quotes, is truth, but it's not truth. And now that I have gone back and had side conversations with Bishop, I have side conversations with Marcella, I'm seeing now that, we all was out here getting played in a certain way. We just didn't get played in the same way, each one of us. It was a little bit different based on whatever or how the situation or how we met this person or how that person saw it at the time. It was a perfect combination to put together to bait these toxic situations. So it's like clicks and views. You want clicks and views, but you're playing with people's lives at the same time. It's not okay.
So we're just a little back question. So were y'all like, arguing sometimes on the panel? Because I really didn't see that often, but I kind of, phased out after a while. But I was just curious. So like, were y'all bickering on the show prior to this whole thing?
On a couple of episodes, people did take some triggering moments of topics that we were talking about, and it got a little bit heated. So when you start having triggering topics, it gets a little bit heated. But sometimes behind the scenes, if someone is texting someone, and someone's texting someone behind the scenes to get them to initiate further issues, then that also adds fuel to the fire as well.
I want y'all to stop in the comments talking about age, because fools are of all ages. There are old fools, young fools, and fools who are babies. So don't take the fact that she may be in her 30s as to how she could make a mistake. Everyone has done something they don't agree with later on after thinking about it, whether you're 18, 19, 30, 40, or 50. Okay?
And y'all know some of y'all is old as hell, fucking on men's that stay disrespecting y'all and playing y'all dust in these streets. So don't do that now.
Don't play them games now. Okay.
Okay. I'm just using that as an example.
Because we have to let them know. Marcella said her role was a drunk aunt. Everyone played a role. Okay, and that's from Marcella herself. Thank you, Marcella. I think Molly up next.
So my question was, you said that you hadn't watched Plez's video prior, but after the fact, you did catch Plez and Bishop's videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they both said that they felt like comments were being deleted in support of Plez. Do you feel like comments were being deleted?
Now, I will say I don't know. I was told allegedly there was a moderator over there that is related to that said person, and that person said they just didn't like Plez, and hell yeah, they was deleting the comments. They even admitted it on the most recent live that person did. So the proof is in the pudding on the playbacks. So, I mean, also there were some blocked words that were placed in the lives as well. So if words were blocked or her name was blocked, comments were not going to come up.
Wow.
The proof is in the pudding in the playback. Somebody put that on a shirt.
It on a t-shirt.
Put it on a t-shirt, Schoolboy. The proof is in the
Schoolboy,
pudding.
Put that on a t-shirt. Listen. Put it on a t-shirt, bitch.
I'm just saying. I mean, plenty of people have watched.
That's the phrase.
I have ears to the street too.
Jamie.
Now, I believe you mentioned in your video that you're no longer a part of that situation over there. So did the person over the situation make the decision that they no longer want you over there, or did you make that decision?
I'm a grown-ass woman, and I made that executive decision last week before I went on vacation. First of all, that person over there said that they were dismantling it due to advice from another YouTuber that told them to go ahead and dismantle that, because it would be better for them to be able to rebuild their brand on their own. Now that was what was told to me, but instead that person didn't want to give that up. They wanted to keep me and another panelist on in order to save face, because they did not want it to look to the general public that you lost everybody.
So we see Marcella in the comments tonight. Shout out to Marcella. Have you spoken to your other co-panelists, specifically Ples, especially after your last video? If y'all have talked, what was that like?
Oh, we talked about 3 hours yesterday, and a lot of puzzle pieces got put together. We were pit against each other for this person. And it's sad because I had unrequited feelings against her, and I felt a certain type of way about her, but we felt the same type of way about each other due to somebody else's background infiltration. And we were both being set to be used to be the junkyard dogs for this person, because this person is a coward and they don't do anything on their own. They get other people to bait and switch for them and allow them to hang out here and look foolish, so that when it all falls apart, those people go down, not them. They're very calculated and they're an amazing genius. The problem is they just don't know how to keep all of the shit together at the end.
So you spoke on a couple different things about how you felt like you were made to do different things. On one video, we saw that you said that you felt like Ples was not being loyal because she did not tell the whole panel of the situation that she was leaving. Do you feel like, in any way, what made you change your mind later on and say, well, we did know? Was it that you found out more information, or you were still trying to be loyal even if something wasn't fully true? You weren't trying to throw anyone up under the bus just yet due to your blind loyalty?
Well, this is what me and Bishop did know, that Ples is leaving 2 weeks prior in the month. What was said to us was that she was going down to like 1 day a week, which would be Fridays. And when we did an after dark on that former situation, then we would, she would come then. That was all that I was told. It wasn't until one of my friends came into town to visit, and we were hanging out in the D, and I was at brunch with them, and I said, you know what? Something about this ain't right. I think Ples is going to really quit all the way. Well, it wasn't until that weekend and the holiday had hit, Ples quit altogether with the video coming up. And when the video came up, because I'm subscribed to her channel, I said to that said person, I said, hey, did you see this? And my friend was actually watching the video. And she said, she's saying that she's quitting because of time constraints, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. On that same day, I called and talked to that former person. We had a conversation. They said, put Bishop on the line. Bishop got on the line, and they said, well, Bishop said, well, if she's quitting, then, I really think that you should have a conversation with her so this does not blow up more than what it needs to blow up. Well, comment section was already blowing up. Comment section on YouTube and Instagram was blowing up that Ples was better than the panel. She didn't need to be on there because it was too messy. Things were not good. But I had a feeling that Ples's energy was off and that she didn't want to be there. But I didn't know all of what Ples was dealing with because I didn't have conversations with Ples. Let's be clear. No one had my telephone number, but that the person that ran the former situation, I didn't even have Bishop's telephone number. I just got his telephone number as everything just unfolded. And Marcella had my telephone number, but that's it. And two other former people had my telephone number that were not main panelist people. It was told to me that we're not main panelist people. So it was odd that, yeah, we were sent to be more as family, but it really wasn't family. None of us had side relationships with each other. None of us really had closeness with each other. Yes, I did have a closeness with that former person, but that closeness didn't grow until after March, April, May, into these last few months.
Okay. So you said in that first video that you felt like Ples was being disrespectful. Do you still feel like that now, looking back on it?
Hell no. She did what she had to do, and she did what she was supposed to do, which was step out of a situation that was no longer serving her. It was just the person that ran that former situation didn't like that response.
So let me ask you, you said that Ples was unhappy and her energy was off for a certain amount of time. Were you happy during the panel, like during that time? Like, were you happy with how everything was being ran, or did you also feel a way?
I felt a way about certain things too, but I did express certain grievances. They fell on deaf ears. They were not responded to. So after a while, you just stop asking. You stop saying anything. Because at the end of the day, I don't run it. I'm there, but I don't run it. I don't make the decisions. I don't control that. So if you say this is how this has got to go, then this is how it's got to go. I don't control that.
Did you and your associates at the former situation, being like Ples, Bishop, Marcella, did you guys create? Because it sounded like you said you didn't. You guys didn't really exchange numbers, so you guys didn't really create any type of relationship outside of the former situation, right?
Not really. I mean, it felt like coworkers. I mean, Bishop came on my platform before. Of course, I've supported him and placed his stuff on my community tab. I did the same thing for Ples. I wanted to get to know everybody, but it just seemed like there was an energy that was a discord somewhere, but I didn't really get it. I just thought that maybe people just don't want to be close to certain people. People do have walls that they put up, and it can be a coworker situation for some people. It's just something that they like to do, but it's a coworker situation. And then sometimes people want to get close to people, but there might be reasons why they don't want to do that. Maybe there was some other stuff that I didn't know that was going on on Pleasant's side, because I didn't know everything.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, if you think that it was more so the associates that was having the wall up, or if you think that the person that was over the situation was creating some type of diversion to prevent you guys from getting closer.
To be honest, I think both. So when you have that much discord, you just kind of don't trust people. It's going to put a wall up. It's going to make it seem like, shoot, I don't know, because they got a little bit of this and they got a little bit of that. So I think it was a little bit of everything on both sides, to be honest.
So when you said that, you just had me think of a question. So did the rest of the did y'all ever chat about maybe a little bit of the oddness that it was having a boss who you could not see? I know you talked about having a wall up, so I feel like that was probably already part of the battle, but what do you have to say about that?
I think nobody really worried about it, because all you heard was this sweet person. You didn't get to see what we're seeing now. That wasn't revealed. So when you just sitting there like, oh, okay, well, this person's, they cool, all right. It never was seen like that. Like I said, they played upon certain narratives with you. So depending on how they met you, they use that. So if I use a certain narrative with you, I'm going to create a certain bond. Now, I don't know if there was a bond, if anybody else felt that. I can only speak for what I felt, because, I generally respected that person until now. I just don't even respect them anymore.
So somebody asked a question in the comment section, asking if y'all ever felt overworked. Because y'all were on the panel every night for a couple of hours. I know with our panel, we're once a week. Even though we're once a week, sometimes up to 4 hours again. Did y'all ever feel like y'all were being overworked? For one, the amount of money that y'all were being paid by that person, and two, because of how much effort and work y'all had to put in every day to that situation.
Of course. I mean, by like Saturdays, I was dead tired. I mean, I work a regular 9 to 5. I'm not a lady of leisure. I don't have those abilities. I don't have a partner that's helping me with my bills. So yeah, it's on me. So I work.
You said a
8.
lady of leisure. I'm sorry.
All right, I like that.
I like that. We're
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I
You know,
stop you. Wait a minute.
I'm not a lady of leisure.
I
So, you know,
appreciate that.
I you know, hey, you know, I work 9.5 hours a day. Well, I code and bill for doctors. So I got to sit here and I got to have my mind on the computer all day and figuring out and appealing claims and doing what I got to do for my employers. And then I got to stop. Then I got to figure out how to create content on my own page, plus turn around and be on your panel every night. So I'm pulling 10 and 13-hour days. There were days where I got up there and people could tell my energy was up. I was tired. I had an attitude. I just wanted to lay down somewhere. But there were times where that person did not respect that people had other things to do or they didn't feel well. And it was like, oh, I need you. Can you come on? Can you do these things? And at a certain point in time, you have to be like, damn, is this are we slave driving? Like, damn, right. We want a personal life too. My personal life, I felt like lacked. I stopped having a personal life. On the weekends, I didn't want to go do nothing but sleep and hang around my house because I'm tired. So yeah, hell yeah, we was overworked. I wouldn't tell nobody for that little bit of money, and you're taking in hundreds and hundreds of dollars every single night on super chats, and we're not getting paid.
Girl. And it's not even just that. I'm telling you right now, because I know how much money she getting paid. And she gypped the shit out of y'all. She really, and I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna be 100. She was probably making enough money to pay each of y'all a stack a month to be on that fucking channel every day like that. And I don't, we're not here to give our opinions on the situation like that. But I'm sorry, I had to say that because I need for y'all to understand like the fuckery that's all for that amount of work. That's too much work for that amount of money, as far as I'm concerned.
And people don't understand the backstory. Yeah, y'all understand because being content creators, the editing, the time that it takes coming up with the content, being able to do everything. And then I'm being told literally what I can and cannot put on my channel. So if you are talking about something that's trending, I'm also being told that I cannot talk about that either because that's what you're talking about. That
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
So what was that portion?
What's going on? Wait a minute. Why would y'all allow? Like, why? Why would you go along with that?
Someone that you have not seen to control so much of your life. Yeah. How could you allow someone that you have not seen control so much of your channel and areas of your life?
I mean, to be honest with you, I had a really dumb loyalty and respect for somebody that I thought was a better person and a better individual. And when I'm sitting up here looking at how you playing people out here, like in these streets, it's like, man, a lot of things had to click into my mind about what kind of person that you really are. I mean, and she showed that person showed their true colors.
Now, this is one question from the cavalry. Do you think it was intentional, the discourse, to keep y'all from bonding as a team? Do you think that could have been the reason there were, other things being done behind the scenes by people, was to keep y'all separate, to not make it be a full team?
Hell yeah. Why would you? It helps with clicks and views. This person don't care about nobody. This is clicks and views. My life has become someone's entertainment for fodder, and I've got to take the brunt of it. People recognize me in public. I don't get to hide behind anything. I don't get to have the ability to have a privacy in a private life. You do. Right. I don't. Right. So when I start receiving death threats on my life, when I start receiving text messages, when I start receiving letters to my P.O. box, this has become more than just a game here. This might be a game to you because you don't care and you don't have any moral compass and you don't give a damn about nobody, not even the people that were on the panel or even about the people that are subscribed to your channel that are drinking the Kool-Aid and that are running up behind you, defending you. You don't care. It's about a click and a like and a view. And what's really sad is that something could have happened to me. Something could have happened to me behind something you did, but you get to hide behind something. I don't get to hide behind something. People were trying to Google. People were trying to dox where I work at. I was being told that former person was trying to ask people where I worked at.
I don't like that shit.
No,
I think people don't get how hard YouTube is. Like YouTube, we literally come on here and y'all see who we are. Y'all get to know us. Y'all know our names for the time. So it is hard when something fucked up happens and we have to stand in it. I don't think people get how hard it is with the haters who was like mad at you, coming at you. So people who are like, well, she did it, yeah. But people do things and they fuck up and they come back, you know what, I'm sorry. But like you said, she can't hide.
See, I'm still shook over you basically not being able to speak on certain topics, right? And were you a new YouTuber whenever you got on the platform?
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I didn't know anything about YouTube. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I watched YouTube a lot. I watch people for their reviews. I mean, I have faves that I watch. I have people that, I've been watching for years. I've been watching it since they came up and had different points of elevation, but I didn't know anything about YouTube.
See, I'm a newer YouTuber myself. Been on for,
I'm sorry.
That's the one. I want to know. I know when you join a panel, it's mutual. Y'all can't say because it's one. Mutually beneficial, okay? So y'all were getting paid. Granted, it wasn't very much based on what you said, and you had exposure. But with that, you're telling us that you weren't able to discuss certain topics. So, as a newer YouTuber, did you still find it beneficial to be on her platform? Like, do you still think newer YouTubers should be grateful of that exposure based on your experience?
If you gonna do it, please get some contracts. Know your worth. Get you some contracts. Have some legal documents. Look over things. Be very cognizant of who you link up with. Do your research on who you're linking up with. Know who you're linking up with, and be able to make the best decision for you. If not, get it out the mud yourself. I think getting it out the mud yourself makes it less likely that people feel like you owe them something. Or if it wasn't for you, you wouldn't be nothing without them. Let's be clear. Everybody on that panel had a God-given talent that was placed in them by God. It wasn't placed in them by that person at all. That person just was able, because they were former in the corporate world and they knew how to put people together as a project manager, they were able to do that. But your God-given talent is not defined by somebody whose panel that you sit on or situation that you sit on. I'm sorry, but it's the best way to me to come into this. Do it on your own. If I could go back and redo it, I wouldn't even entertain it. And even if I did, there would definitely be some contracts in place, and I would have some lawyers looking over some stuff. Because out here in these YouTube streets, you can be taken advantage of if you do not know the ins and outs of it. It's very easy.
No, I know it. Because all of us are at different points in our YouTube journey. Bonnie's the vet here. Jamie's been on for a while, but she was consistent the past year. Niecy's new as well. I've only been on for 4 years, but it's still a grind. And I kept saying before that you really have to put in your own work into your own channel. Because if you don't do that, you help somebody else build their platform and then you ass out. And then they feel as if I helped make you. So any new YouTuber who's watching this, no, you do not need anyone, no one to make your channel. Because what happens on my channel don't get you no views. Your views come from your videos, from your channels. And don't let anyone make you feel as if because we all report on the same shit. We can all do a live about gossip and then go on the Late First panel and have another discussion, because it's always conversation. We don't stop none of us from getting our content out, because YouTube is we are content creators. You can't come on YouTube and not be creative. Well, some do. Some think they're creative and they not. Okay. But you have to be sure to stand in your creation. And as long as you stand in your creation, nobody can touch you. But let me move on before I go off. What do you think? What is the best part about this experience that you went through? Because we know it's a lot of bad, but what can be the best thing that happened from all the craziness?
I think learning growth and learning the areas and where you can improve on, especially for me, the trusting aspect. Don't be so willing to trust folks. Everybody got an angle sometimes. They may not be coming from a good place. They may be using a certain place to come at you to gain something from them on their end. But I'll say, you know what? I'm not even mad at nobody. I'm not even disappointed in myself right now. I just use it as a learning lesson. And I hope that people out here watching, that this is a teachable moment for everybody, because you can use and correlate this in with regular life as well. This is just not on a YouTube street level. This is on a regular life level. Just be cognizant of the people that are around you. Keep the day ones that really know you and those people that really love you truly and unconditionally, because I've had to readjust my circle several times since being on YouTube.
Okay. With that being said, do you plan to continue doing YouTube?
Oh yeah. I mean, I said in the moment that I was going to quit, but if I quit, I let the devil win, and I let that former situation win, and I'm not gonna let that former situation scare me. I'm not gonna let that former situation intimidate me or make me feel like I should give up on my dream and my personality. And I have so many people that I have helped. I have so many people that I have helped with suicide. I have so many people that I have helped with them being able to come out to their family. I have helped so many parents understand their children that are part of the LGBTQIA plus community. So why should I give up the calling and the purpose that God gave to me? Shout out to my boy Bishop. Stay loyal to the mission and not the person.
Right. Okay. And also, just, as somebody that's been watching, things go down on YouTube for a decade now, when you press on, understand that for a minute, people are not going to let you forget. For a minute, they're not going to let you forget. And you got to ignore them. You got to not read comments. You got to just get up here and do your thing and fuck what anybody else has to say, because they're going to try to remind you. They're going to try to come at you all kind of ways, but eventually they will let it go, because everybody's attention span is that fucking long. So just create new content, give people something else to see, something else to know from you, and keep on pushing in what you feel like you should be on here doing. And don't let anybody, including these fans, because that's where a lot of people get their head fucked up. They allow the people in the comments and the people in the chats to buck their head up and make them feel like they all big and all of this type of shit. But the truth of the matter is, everybody is just out here doing the best that they can and trying to make it on this platform. And some people go about it in a underhanded way, and some people don't. Some people get there faster, and some people take a longer time to get there. But at the end of the day, if you are authentic and being yourself and being consistent, then this will work, regardless to this shit that has happened. People will get over it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That was a word. I appreciate that.
It felt, it felt like I could say it.
It came on my chest.
Placed in my heart.
In terms of going forward in your YouTube career and you creating new content, what are some things that we could expect from you that are going to be different from what people have gotten from you in the past?
You're going to keep getting the goofiness. You're going to keep getting the faces. You're going to keep getting a lot of transparency with my life and stages that I am in my life. And I don't do the normal spin of everybody else with as far as the gossip topics. I take them and I correlate them to real life and where you can learn from what you see on the blogs and how you can avoid things like that, how you can elevate yourself and how you can do better, how you can meditate, how you can, learn to grow from certain situations and learn from where these celebrities mess up at. I don't come at it from always be reading. Sometimes I read them, sometimes I don't. I like to give y'all a little bit of versatility, but I like to teach people too. I don't want to just give you a bunch of, BS. I want you to learn something from it. And I also want people to heal. That's the big thing. I want Black people to win and Black people to heal, get the therapy, do better, because we have a lot of Black creatives and we don't get the same shine as the white creatives.
Yeah,
that's right.
I have one last question.
Good stuff.
I feel like we've had a good night, but I have one last question. If you had to choose 1 to 2 words to describe what state you're in right now, or what state you're in going forward, what 1 to 2 words would you put on it?
1 to 2 words. Oh, I got a few. Oh, Lord.
Okay, maybe 3 or 4, but like not a whole sentence.
Maybe a sentence. Good deal.
Maybe a sentence.
I can correlate it into a few songs. OT Genesis, Everybody Mad. Cardi B, Bodak Yellow.
Okay.
Megan Stallion, Body Yaddy Yaddy.
No, what? Cardi B, Knock Down, Get Up 10. What is it?
I'm living life. I'm not pressed. I'm not bothered. I'm not scared of nothing. And I'm not gonna make people. I'm not gonna feel nothing. Oh, and a little bit of crime mob nuck if you buck. So if you gonna do it, I say it like this. What did Kenya Moore say? Don't come for me unless I send for you. So if you're gonna come personally. Don't send nobody else to come for me. You come personally. Because at this point in time, I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what you do. I don't give a damn. I'm awake now. You've woken the sleeping giant. So if you want it, come get some. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be afraid anymore. I'm not going to have anybody try to intimidate me or make me feel any less than. I'm going to keep going on with my content, and the hell what anybody else got to say. I understand y'all going to keep dragging me. I understand you're going to keep being mad, and everybody's going to keep continuing to be hurt. But at some point in time, everybody got to learn to let it go. But I know a lot of people were hurt, not just all of the people in the former situation, but the fans were hurt. And I feel sorry for them because I understand they were hurt by something and still never got the answers from that former person and never will get an apology. And I just want to make that very, very clear to the fans. Y'all will never get that apology.
Well, we don't want it no more. But I do feel like this was a great conversation. Okay, sometimes we have to allow people grace. We have to allow people grace sometimes. Everyone on this panel at one point in their life has fucked up in something. Okay, you can fuck up the Kool-Aid, the gas tank, I don't know. Something can be fucked up just based on whatever. So we have to learn to give each other grace. And there are not many Black female YouTubers around. There are not many Black YouTubers who is trying to be positively connected. Okay, so as much as y'all was upset with Schoolboy, give her grace. We got y'all grace. Okay. And if you don't like it, make your own channel, make your own video, and make your own opinion. All night long.
And you can join. And maybe you'll be lucky enough to have hundreds of people saying crazy shit to you all the time. Maybe you'll be lucky enough.
All day. It's a hard place to be. Okay. So, in closing, do we want to add anything else?
The hard knock life for us.
And we can sing a song now.
I was thinking about the internet. That was what was playing in my mind.
Should we do our like song?
Man, why not? You better like. You better like. You better You better like this video, ho, because we did a really good job. So thank you for joining.
So thank y'all for joining.
All 2,000 plus of you guys, go ahead and hit that like button. Let us know that
you
better
like this video.
We want to feel you.
And they know where to find us, right?
Yes.
And at the end of the day, we support each other. Okay, we are supportive people. We are supportive friends. Okay. Now we need all y'all to come back on Thursday. Okay, on Niecy channel. For the ladies first panel, and then next Thursday go to Bondi's channel, and then next Thursday comes to my channel. We off the other week, but again after that go to Jamie's channel.
Right.
Yeah, we are the ladies first panel. We love everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're gonna do a little. Do we want to do, because I can say, relax, relate, and release. Okay, I can say that.
Mhm.
Bonnie, what would you say after I said relax, relate, and release? What would you say?
Fuck them people.
Okay, that happens too. Now, Jamie, what would you say?
Embarrassing.
And Nisi, what would you say?
And for me, I'll be with girl bye. Girl bye.
Yeah.
With a nail click.
If I have
that.
Right.
I don't have no nails on. I can do this though. My nails making noise on the table. But do not forget to also support Schoolboy. Support her channel. She's a content creator. YouTube is hard enough for us Black folk. We have to support each other. Okay, do it because we said so.
And how y'all gonna be mad at her for being messy when y'all messy too? Nah.
Y'all watched all up in here, all up in our faces and stuff.
You was in a hot seat tonight. So
yeah.
But you did great.
Good
You
job.
did well.
Good job.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate y'all
in the chat. Can we see some
extending the
hand claps?
platform.
Ain't nobody giving us no hand claps.
Yeah, we need some hand claps in the chat now. Okay, get some hand claps, some water bottles. Okay, some drunk faces, because sometimes we be drunk or whatever. Some black hearts.
Right.
Okay, 2 eggplants, because sometimes you want to be a situation with 2 eggplants, not just one. Whatever y'all want to put in the chat, put it on up in there and get it done. Because that's what we do. But we can't wait to see y'all on Thursday. We can't wait to see y'all on Schoolboy's channel. We can't wait to see y'all all follow us. Where our thing at? What thing at? Because we don't know stuff. Okay, follow us on our stuff.
That's right.
Okay, on our stuff, all up and through around here. Okay, go to the ladies first. What's it called? The Ooh Ladies First IG page too. Okay,
yeah, that's
get on up and do that.
OOH Ladies
That's
First
how you spell
channel.
It's all up in there. Okay, and we love you all. We will see y'all later. Okay, we're gonna sign off. Bye, y'all. We gotta go. But we love y'all. Peace.